Good morning and welcome to BS with Becca. It's not what you're thinking. This morning, BS is brilliant success. And I'm going to tell you in a few seconds about a brilliant success and a bluebird that just flew past me, about a brilliant success right here in the good old USA that a man has been able to do to save lives. But before I get to that, I wanted to talk to you. I'm always also wanting to talk to you about self-care. And today's self-care is this, and I'm saying it because I need it myself sometimes. I just heard someone speaking the other day who was reminding us the difference between fear and excitement. And he says fear is simply excitement without breathing. I really like this idea. Think about it for a minute. When we get afraid, what's the first thing we do? We hold our breath. So in that moment when we get afraid, what we have to do is, and the way to drive the fear away, is to take a breath. So it's just a reminder about how important it is for us to breathe. So maybe that's a little bit of the BS today. It's a brilliant success for yourself, just in those small moments when you panic. When you start to get afraid, remember to breathe and try to turn that fear into excitement, the excitement to motivate yourself to do something about the situation that you're afraid in. So that's a little just self-help tip. I hope you can put that to use sometime. But let's go to brilliant success. And this, I'm so happy to be able to bring you this great news. This is about a man at a nursing home in Connecticut. Tyson Belanger, Mr. Belanger, his family has been involved in running Shady Grove Nursing Home in Connecticut for 4 decades, and he's an extremely caring man. And so in early March, before the shutdown orders were even taking place, he went ahead and shut down his nursing facility for his elderly folks in there because he cared so much about them and wanted to save them. Oh, because of course, remember the first thing we heard was that elderly were the most vulnerable. So he immediately shut it down, and he simply was having his employees come in and out and checking them every day. But then he started hearing that there were cases that were asymptomatic, and he realized if he let his employees in, some of them unknowingly might be bringing it in. Not on purpose, of course, but totally unknowingly. And so he realized, and this was in March before anyone else was saying this, that he was going to have to completely shut it down. And he said it was the hardest decision he ever made, but when he looked in the faces of his residents and he felt love for them, he knew he had to save their lives. So he made a deal with his employees. And he said, I'm going to rent RVs and park them in our parking lot. And I'm asking you to live here full time, but, and here's the amazing thing, he said to the CNAs, the certified nurses assistants, any of you who've had a parent in a nursing facility know that these are the people that do the real dirty work of care. He said, I'll pay you $15,000 a month for the 2 months, for the next 2 months. And to his nurses, he told them $20,000 a month. He used his own savings. Isn't that remarkable? Because he said, what value do you place on a life? He said, I can't let any of my residents die. Not all of the people agreed to it, but some of them did. And a staff that had been a staff of 60 had to go down to only 17. But of course, then they're right on the campus so that they can stay there and work. They were working up to 60 hours a week. The remarkable thing is that not one single resident in his nursing home has passed. And this is in a place in Connecticut where 55% of the cases have been in nursing facilities. So this man, Tyson, has done such a remarkable thing. First of all, he's valued human life. But secondly, the cost of paying up front is much more expensive down the road. How much would it have cost him had people had to go in ambulances to the hospital and be incubated? Hundreds of thousands of dollars, not to mention the loss of a life. So he actually is saving money. So this is brilliant success. And I praise you, Tyson. I'm so thankful that there are people like you who do care and who wisely spend money ahead of time in smart ways. And also, I would even say, value your employees as well as your residents. And in that way, not only save money, but more importantly, save lives. A brilliant success. That's our BS today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time on BS with Becca.